Okay,
Ah,
so this is what we are talking about this morning about HECRAS. So HECRAS is the Hydrological Engineering Centers, HEC, and RAS is about river analysis system. So actually there are many modeling that we can use, but it depend on what we need. So this HECRAS is maybe for sure is uh, suitable to use for the river. So I also teach a swim model where it is specific for the drainage system. So then I use SWMM, or we call it swim model, to generate the drainage system in the urban area. Before that is also I teach about the irrigation canal, and also we use the crockwat. So some this modeling help us to improve our knowledge how to create modeling in the real situation. So my name is Jacqueline. Miss Jacqueline has introduced me. My name is Nur Hamida. Then you can call me uh, Ibu Ida, maybe Ibu Ida or Miss Ida. So maybe then I mix English and Malay because I can speak Malay very well because I'm Malayan as well. So I'm working at Department of Civil Engineering at Faculty of Engineering Andalas University. You are all welcome to visit us because this is our place in the mountain. So then we also close to the beach. So this is very nice place, and we are facing a travel disaster recently, but it's okay. But we deal with that. And also with me there is Mr. Reksa Perdana Liano. He is a lecturer assistant where he always help us to together to teach in the class about the modeling HECRAS. So he is also working at department, especially in laboratory of fluid mechanics and hydraulics. So this is how it look like. So where modeling of HECRAS consists of two modeling, 1D and 2D. As requested by Mrs. Dr. Jacqueline, that we will modeling in steady and unsteady flow. So we will demonstrate later. So then, this is HECRAS consists to 1D and two modeling. So the software is friendly user when we can download it freely. So then according to our computer compatibility, so then we can choose which one is suitable for our computer. So beside of 1D, 2D modeling, we can also add some modeling about the sediment transport if you are interested with to analyze the sediment transport, and also the water quality modeling. So this is the website. This is the website where we can learn more. Then also there is the setup and the training and guidance and everything. So then we can go through this website and just download it freely. And this is, wait a moment. Yeah. So if we are talking about the 2D modeling of HECRAS, so we can look at the situation in spatial. So then this is, for example, this is the situation that I took a project in Indonesia, in West Sumatra. So how it look like, so then we can look at the impact of flooding due to the rainfall data. So this is the result of the simulation where we can also record it and then make a report from this result. And also this is the second project where we take when we took this last year to 2023. So this is also one part of the Padang city in West Sumatra. And like GIS, I think you are all know about GIS, then we can work together with GIS. So then import the data from GIS. So from raster to polygon, so then we can create that raster to be a polygon in order to know how deep and how wide and how the area that flooded by rainfall data. And I will share you, this is the recent situation in Padang, Padang city where I live. So I will show you, this is the fact, and the above is then how the area flooded. And the blue one is the modeling HEC-RAS. So we try to calibrate and the situation with the rainfall data. If we have the real-time data, it will be very good for us because it is a real-time data. I think must be trusted than the historical data. So if we have it, then we can input it in this modeling. So this is one of the other case studies where there is the bridge. This is the dam. So we in our river, then it is we construct a dam which we call a sabo dam. It is to cut the sedimentation because we have very big stone. So we have to stop it and then create the sabo dam. This is after this dam is built. Also there is the impact. Then we can model it in HEC-RAS as well. So if you are interested to do the modeling, for example, we create the dam or the weir in the river. So then we want to know how it look like before dam constructed or after. So then we can use HEC-RAS as well to make prediction, the future prediction. And this is the one HEC-RAS we need to enter the geometric, of course, data to define the research area. So river section. So then if we want to use HEC-RAS, be sure that we have some kind of data. Then I think in your university as well, you have the what is the tool how to measure data in cross section along the river. So this data we put in the HEC-RAS. So then we, in order to know the real fact situation, and also then put in the sum model. So this is how it's look like. So this is the running data. So if after we put the geometrical data in such of a river, then we can look at, this is the 1D model. So this we can measure, and then we can see then how the river flow into this the water flow into this river and long section and the cross section. This is how, this is the second result, the after, before and after. This is the before constructed, dam constructed, and this is after dam constructed. Then you see some area is flooded after dam constructed. So, and flood inundation in certain area after dam constructed. And I think this is some example that I can give you how HEC-RAS modeling work in our project in Indonesia, especially in West Sumatra, and also it also can use, of course, and it be implemented in some case area in your country as well. And also we can more explore about this HEC-RAS, according to our problem, of course. Then I think according to my experience, HEC-RAS is the suitable and friendly user to be improved in your research interest as well. So I think that is what I can give you some introduction about the HEC-RAS. So if you have some question, please ask the question or raise your hand, or you can type. And also, if there is no question, so then I can continue to give my colleagues, my assistant, to continue the demonstration about how to use the HECRAS into a case study and unsteady modeling as requested by Dr. Jacqueline. Reksa, are you there?
Yeah, we there.
Okay. So maybe English and Indonesia will be mixed, but if you don't understand, I will help to explain, or maybe Dr. Jacqueline also can help to explain it more clear. Yeah, Dr. Jacqueline? Yeah, so I will close.
Yeah, sure.
Wait a minute, so that I have to stop, sorry. Okay. Okay, Reksa.
Okay. Plus.
Reksa, your voice. Hello?
Hello.
It's not clear enough. I think you don't have to use the headset, because sometimes it's okay. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Okay, guys. With up Indonesian. So guys, okay, let's. Okay, first of all, let me introduce myself shortly again. My name is Reksa Perdana Liono. I'm majoring in civil engineering at Universitas Andalas, and today I'm going to share my knowledge about HECRAS, and I hope you all understand the demonstration. And let me share screen this meeting. Okay, the screen. Udah kelihatan Bu layar Bu?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what you have to do about HECRAS, and today I'm going to use HECRAS 6.4.1, and you can download it at link, or you can download it on the Google, and you can search HECRAS download, and you can looking for here. You can download this here. Okay, that's all about download HECRAS. And today, the first of all, I want to introduce the HECRAS to you all, guys. In this section, you will help you to open project or save a project. And this part section, you can get to enter the data. You can enter the geometric data, steady flow data, quasi and steady flow data, and you can enter the unsteady flow data, enter sediment boundary condition, and the last thing, you can edit water quality data. And in this section, you can run the simulation about the steady flow data simulation or unsteady flow simulation, and you can get to run simulation with quasi unsteady simulation and water quality simulation, and then perform hydraulic design computation. So to see the result, you can see here in this section, you can see the result of what you run simulation, such as like view cross section, profile, and profile plot, rating curve, and another things what you want to see. The first what you have to do before you start the HECRAS, you have to change the unit. You can change the unit from here. In this section, you can see the option, and you can choose the unit system. Make sure this unit system using system international, and you can set as default for new project, and you can see this corner as the unit in the metric unit. Now, after that, you can save. You can see the file and you get the new project, and you have to save your project wherever you want to save it. I'm saving it in here, and yeah, I have titled this project with test, and you can save it and okay. Now, in this section, you can see the project, what project name, and you can see the here. So, and then we have to enter the geometric data. We can click here, edit geometric data, and then here the result of your data. Okay, based on this data, we can going to use the HackRAS. From here data, we can see the a few river, Lipis River in upstream, Tempera River, and the last thing is Lipis downstream. Now, we have to input this data to the HackRAS. You can use this toolbars river rates to make it this river. You can click and double click to name it. Here I'm name it river with Lipis and rates upstream. It is depend on your research. You can use 1 or 2, and here I'm going to use Lipis upstream and Lipis downstream, and I'm named in here with Tempera rates and river. So after this, you have prepared, and you can do a cross section. You can enter your data cross section based on this Excel. You can enter this data with your Excel like this. You can see this station representation. I'm going to enter the data from here. The first thing you have to see this. You can adjust this river and rates, and I'm going to add data in this river and this rates in Lipis River and rates upstream. And this representation, I have representation here based on the name in the Excel, so make it easily, and you can get a new cross section from here if you want to add a new cross section. In this display, you can see the cross section coordinate. You just have to copy it with Ctrl+C here, this data, and you can paste to here with Ctrl+V, and you can and like this, and you can apply data, and you can see the result of the coordinate like this in this section. You can full plot to see all the section, and in this section you have to downstream reach length. This show us to distance from this distance between this station to downstream station, and you can get this data from the surveying or mapping. In this downstream range length LOB left of bank, you have data 682. can enter the data, like the Excel. You get this from survey and mapping. You can copy it or typing it. Okay. So after this, you can enter the meaning value based on your data in existing data. Here, this is for the left of bank, this is for main channel, and this is for right of bank. After that, you can enter the data about main channel bank session. This is a boundary condition of your section. In this data, you can enter the data left bank is 42 and the right bank is 111. After this, this configuration is just default from this application, so you don't have to change it. And next, you can add the another projection from copy current projection, and you can name it reference session. And in this demonstrate, I have to make it. So after this reference session, you can get other section, and reference session you can enter the data from here, and you can copy again, and you can paste again. It's with Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V. You can apply data, and you can adjust this downstream reads length based on your Excel or on your data. We can replace it OB with 75, channel 95, and right of bank with 110. And in many value have the same meaning value, so you just don't have to change it. And left bank and right bank session, you have to change, replace it with another value, and you can apply data again. You can see the section like this. And after that all, you have to add cross section on your reference and based on your Excel. This is and this is I have a station and point 2212. After you enter the data, you can change it, refer to LIPIS and read into the downstream. And you can enter others data to make it geometric data. And here you can see you can copy it again, and you can replace the downstream reads length again with your data. That this show you the distance between this station to downstream session, and you can replace it again. You can enter the data that you have until the reference session at 10. You can apply data, then you can exit this projection editor, and you get this all. And then you have this after you make it reference, and you add the cross-section data on your reference. After this, you can see the cross-section in this HackRAS, and you can save the geometric data that you can save it. After this, you have ready to have a geometric data in your river. and then we can go to enter the flow data. In this demonstrate, I will to show you how to run the steady flow and unsteady flow. So here I'm going to add steady flow. In this part, you can click this icon to view or edit steady flow data, or you can choose here edit and steady flow data. Okay, and then I click here. In this part, you can see this. We got this one, and we got this PF1. And you can change it to whatever you want, like a 2. And we have two condition or two steady flow data that will you can to enter it. But now I have adjust to one flow steady flow data and add this steady flow data based on meter cubic per second. You can add this. You can see this in this meter per second. You can add, typing here, enter the data here. Aja, and untuk for the Lipis downstream PF1, you can see this, and Tempera River you can add this value, and you can apply data, and you can save this flow data. Before that, you can reach. You have to change or to choose reach boundary condition in your river. In this Lipis upstream river, you have to choose upstream your flow boundary condition upstream. Normal depth is with S or slope value is like this. And then downstream is default to junction with, because we have a junction in this river edge, and this you have done to change, and this downstream you have to change it or to in this Lipis downstream you have to choose downstream with normal depth. From like this, and you can adjust this data based on your Excel. In Tempera River, you can choose the upstream normal depth with slope like this, and this is the default of the boundary condition, and you can click OK, and you can save flow data. Okay, we can close it, this steady flow data after we enter the data with steady flow, and now we will to add unsteady flow data. Based on the Excel, you can see the data, and in this part you can see this. You can see this that river reach like this and river session like this. In this boundary condition, you have to set it to flow hydrograph. You can set this flow hydrograph and this. You can just copy it, this data, and to paste to it to this. Before like this, we have to adjust this simulation time that we have data with a minute interval 6 minutes, and you have to change it with 6 minutes here. If you have data 1 hour, you can change it with 1 hour, 0 hour, 1 hour, 2 hour. It's interval data, but in this data you have interval data with 6 minutes. You have to change it to 6 minutes, and you can copy this data like before, like you enter data of geometric data, You can this again, and then like this. And then you have to put edge slope or disturbing flow along BC line with slope, value slope, like this. After that, you have to choose boundary condition for your Lepis downstream that we choose it to normal depth. Here, friction slope with number here, value. And then the last, what you have to do about boundary condition in this temporary bar, you have to choose flow hydrograph. And like before, you can change this depth interval with your based on your data with 6 minutes, and you can copy this value to your HEC-RAS. You can set the edge slope to with this value, and then OK, and you can save unsteady flow data. You can close it. After you input the all data, you can to run this simulation like this. In this part, you can see the section of what help you to the run simulation, or you can see this. You can click run, and you can see this. Okay, we are going to run the simulation. The first of all, I will to run the steady flow data analyze, and you can choose the method, and you can check the float plan mapping, and you can run the simulation with compute. Okay, and this finish the simulation, and then you can see the result of the simulation from here. In this icon, you can see the cross section data from your simulation. You can set the river or rates. You can see the cross section in river section. You can see the result that this is show us energy this blue line show us about water level. You can see this. Okay, and you can see the result in 3D. You can choose view, and you can choose X, Y, Z perspective plot. You can select this if you want to see. This is for Lepis downstream section. You can see the water level of this river, or you can see the profile Lepis downstream. Okay, on this is the profile of its river. Okay, and then you can see the rating curve, the river 2. This is Lepis river downstream. Because this is steady flow, you can see the rating curve, the difference of rating curve. And then it's all about the steady flow, and we we know to run the simulation about unsteady flow, and we can choose here this icon to run the simulation of unsteady flow, and you can check this geometry prepossessor, unsteady flow simulation, and fluid plane mapping, and you have to set the starting date and you have to adjust this time like your data. In this Excel you have 300 minutes or 5-hour simulation, and you have to set it to 5 hours, starting time at 0 and ending time at 5 hours, and you can change this complexity setting whatever like you want. If you want to detail this analyze, you can change to second or and we can to run the simulation from here. You can see this. This is about the output of file, but it's okay. After that, we can see the result of the run simulation unsteady flow. Like before, you can see here in this cross section, and you can play this condition in unsteady flow data. YouTube. After save as, okay, you can see this. This is cross section about with your unsteady flow data, and you can see the difference of before. You can see the result too in cross section, and you can play this unsteady flow like this. You can see the unsteady flow data like this. You can see the profile too with unsteady flow data. You can see the result of unsteady flow data like this. And in unsteady flow data, you can see the rating curve. You can see the and that's it about you have what you can to do with HackRAS. The first thing what you have to do is to make sure you have a data, and then you have to enter your data to HackRAS, like geometric data, steady flow data, and unsteady flow data. And after that all, you can run the simulation. If you want to run the steady flow, you can choose here, and if you want to run the unsteady flow, you can choose here. And then after you run the simulation, you can see the result in this part. This is about your cross section, and in this about your profile data, and here you can see the general profile plot in your data simulation, and then you can see the rating curve in this data. I think that's all about HackRAS. It's okay if you don't get it, because I have made a video to you to try this data in your home. And after that's all, I think that's all. Thanks for a lot of attention. Thank you. Back to the Bu Ida.
Okay, thank you, Rexa, for explaining the tutorial of the HEC-RAS. So I think I can add some information that what is the difference between the steady flow and unsteady flow. I think Dr. Jacqueline have explained it in the class. So the steady flow is if the velocity, the pressure, the cross section is different in every point, but it is not changed in the time. For example, if the water level in 1 meter, the height, the water depth is 1 meter today, so tomorrow the water depth will stay in 1 meter as well. So yesterday, even next week or next month, so the steady flow will be in 1 meter water depth. That's the steady flow. And the unsteady flow means that the condition changes in time. So for example, if today the water depth is 1 meter, so tomorrow it can be less than 1 meter, for example, 0.5 or 0.8, or tomorrow or maybe higher than 1 meter, for example, 1.2 meter, and so on. So that is the difference between the steady and unsteady flow. I think if you have a question, then you can raise a hand, or maybe Dr. Jacqueline also can add some comment for this explanation. Dr. Jacqueline, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, please. So we also provide the video from this meeting. The tutorial will be sent to Dr. Jacqueline, and also if you would also the material of my course about the HEC-RAS is also can share for you students. I have the 4 conditions from the introduction step, and then also for some cases steady and unsteady flow, 1D and 2D modeling. So I can share to your student as well if needed.
Okay. Okay, so thank you, Reza, is it? Reza.
Rexa. Yes, Rexa.
Okay, so thank you, Reza and Dr. Nohamida. But actually, just now when I following Reza explanation, he explained on the unsteady flow, right? So maybe can if possible, maybe Reza can also show like what are the differences for the input for the steady flow, because we know that for unsteady flow we have the variation of flow with time, right? And then for steady flow it is constant. So so where in HEC-RAS we can differentiate these two data input.
Okay, Rexa, maybe you need to re-explain again when the step, how did you input the steady flow according to requested data from Dr. Jacqueline. So the table in Excel. So maybe in that part you can share it again, explain it again, so then the student can show what is the different input data from the steady and unsteady, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rexa,
Yeah, Bu.
yeah. Can you explain again the step? How do you input the data from the steady flow, according to data in Excel, and then when it is inputted in unsteady flow.
Okay, Miss Jacqueline, let me, can I share screen again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that part, Andre, just explain it in slowly.
Okay, and this is the, and I will do it again about how you can enter the data about a steady flow and unsteady flow. And you can see here section, you can see the icon, and this icon you can to enter steady flow data, and in this icon you can enter the unsteady flow data. For the steady flow data, you can hit, like you can see the display like this, and based on according to Excel, we have a steady flow data like this. In Lepus River, Red Lepus upstream, you got the value, the bit about 2000. You just need to enter one of value if you want to set the steady flow data. In this part, you can typing this value to here. For Lepus downstream, you can type in here, and Tempera River, you can type enter the data like value here. After that's all, you can choose, you have to choose reach boundary condition in this part, and like you can see like this. In this upstream, you have to choose condition normal depth according to your Excel, but you can change the boundary condition with known water level, water surface, or critical depth, or rating curve. But we have a data is a normal depth, so we choose the normal depth in upstream here, and you can choose here, and you can input the value of slope on this channel. In this channel, you have a value, slope is this, and you can add this value, and you can okay. But if you have a data water surface, you can choose here water surface, and you can add the data here, like you can typing the value like this. If you have a water surface, and here, and then you have to set up this downstream boundary condition, because this wait a minute, we have to see this again, because we have ya cabang, apa cabang bahasa Inggrisnya?
Branch, sorry, branch.
Because we have a branch in this river, so the downstream at default as a junction.
Yeah.
So you
junction is the cross section between two rivers. You get it? Okay. Junction.
You don't have to change this downstream for the Lepus upstream, but in Lepus downstream, the junction is in the upstream. In this case. So you have to choose the boundary condition in downstream is normal depth according to Excel, and you can click this, and you can click the normal depth here, and you can input the value. And for the tempera, like before, like liquid upstream, you can set the upstream condition is set in, and the downstream you don't have to change it, because in this branch refer or in this case this is a default. So after that's all, you can apply this data, so you can save, and then after that one you can close this steady flow data. And that's all about how you input or enter the steady flow data. And for the unsteady flow data, you can click this icon, and then and grid upstream, downstream, and tempera, and then reverse session like this. I will split it, and then you have to choose. And you have to choose this boundary condition too. For unsteady flow data, boundary condition type. In this part of Excel, you have a boundary condition with a flow hydrograph, and you can go and in this section you can the flow hydrograph. Before that, you have to see this Excel data. In this Excel, you have a minute for simulation time. So this is 6 minutes and 10 minutes. So what have you to choose is change this dead time interval to 6 minutes. So the simulation time change based on the 6 minute interval, and you can copy it this data again, just this. Okay. You just you have copied this data. Okay, after that's all, you can then what you have to do is enter this loop value that I have to enter this edge loop with this, and then you can click OK. And for the Lipis downstream, we have a boundary condition with normal depth, and you can choose here. In downstream you have a 5 option, but in this case you have we use boundary condition with normal depth. So choose, and here you can click up here. Boundary condition for tempera river, we have a data to choose a flow hydrograph, and here you can choose flow hydrograph, and like before you can copy this value to here. Then you have to set this edge loop.
Sorry, Reza.
Yes.
The EG slope. How do we define the value for the EG slope?
For the EG slope, we can you can
Yeah.
Gimana bahasanya? Kebanyakan tuh pada mengisinya tuh nilainya 1.
Yeah.
Sedang
Yeah.
ini
The
bisa
EG.
berdasarkan.
Yeah. So EG, energy grade line, or EGL, it is for the steady flow, because this is the steady. So then usually the EGL is equal to the slope, the river slope, the longitudinal section slope. Do you get? Jack?
Yeah, because all the slope should be the same for steady flow, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So in this case, because you do you have the EGL data for unsteady flow? It's in the Excel. Do you have it or not?
I don't think so. I think I don't have it.
Okay. So if you have, so then it is it's good to input the EGL slope in unsteady condition. So, but if you don't have, we can assume that EGL slope, it is equal to the river slope. Jacqueline, do you agree with me?
Okay.
So because it is requested that we have to model to demonstrate according to data given from your side. Actually, before that, we prepare the very natural data that we can input, then simulate by Alexa. So then I can share it with you in the video as well, but yeah, the video as well. So then we can just freely put, this is the cross section, this is the tributary, and then this is the data given. That is very basic. So we prepare that. So because this is the requested by you using your local data, yeah, the river and the tributary data. So then we are trying to connect with a request. So then one steady, when we use the steady, so then the top of the screen will mention that steady flow. So, but data given, if you have the condition of the EGL, energy grade line, so the first steady flow, so that's why Alexa used the same data, because data given is also 0.001. Is that correct, data, Alexa?
Yes.
Ya, sama kan?
Yeah. The slope, I think the slope that are given in the example is 0.001. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Or we can, in general, we can use the edge slope with value 1.
1.
Yes. For unsteady.
For unsteady. We can, in this case, we can use this edge slope with the number of river slope too. But it's okay. But if you want to, according in general condition, they use value 1.
Yeah. Or yeah, because we have a national standard in Indonesia, or you can also use the EGL data equal to the Freeport.
Okay. The Freeport Reserve. No, but that. Okay. The slope of the Freeport, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any question maybe from students?
Student, you have any question? This is the first time they see this software, so I think they are still digesting lah.
Yeah, so that's why we talked with Alexa yesterday, because Alexa said to me that according to data given, maybe they are not the basic, not very basic, because you give the complete data to demonstrate. So then we think, yeah, we thought that your student is not is familiar with HEC-RAS already. We thought.
Not yet. But actually, I have my own video that I did like few years ago. I didn't teach this subject for like 4 years.
Oh, okay.
The last time I taught this subject was before the MCO, you know, the COVID.
Oh,
Yeah.
before COVID. Oh,
The
okay,
movement
okay.
order, before the movement order. So it has been like 4 years, and then they gave me this bag, and then they one of the requests is to, because for this subject I have to do global classroom.
Oh,
So for this HECRAS, the student will do it for their project. So it's good to have the real. So that's why I thought like, okay, it's good to have the real data on how to do the input, and then how to do the analysis, and then how to see the output of the result, whether it is correct, incorrect, something like that.
yeah. Yeah, I understand because 4 years ago, I think the HECRAS is the series was 5.
Yeah, I think 2D was just released 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why also in my class I teach master degree. So then every semester then I teach some modeling, hydroinformatics. So then I teach them a lot of the tool software which is the friendly user, including the GIS, because during the TUDEF I often use GIS as well. So then how the GIS collaborates with the HECRAS for 2D modeling as well. So that just because then you send us the data given, then it was complete, complex data. So then Rexa said maybe they are advanced in already. So that's why. So I wonder that we teach this is very basic. So because we Rexa also provide 3 video and very basic with the 3 condition Rexa, yeah. The steady flow, 1D modeling, 2D modeling, and after bridge, yeah, there is the bridge, yeah, Rexa bridge. If we construct the bridge in the above the river, how the condition, and also the dam, Sabo Dam, for the sedimentation transport as well. So that it was very basic. So, but it's okay if you want. Maybe next time you can request by very basic data in order to make them easily understand the HECRAS.
Yeah, actually, I'm also interested in try out the 2D model in HECRAS, and also the control structure. For example, like you said, you put the dam, right? You put the dam or the bridge? The dam, right?
A bridge.
Okay. Yeah, because it's good to know that as well, because normally in the real condition you would have different control structure along the river. It's not like just a plain river. Yeah. Okay, I think I have a student asking question here in the chat. How to insert the schematic plot data from Excel into the software? I think she means the cross-section layout.
Reza, the cross-section layout, how to input the flood data?
How to insert the schematic plot data?
Schematic plot data. Okay, Rexa, in the cross-section, we have the table where we need to insert the data manually or copy paste from the Excel. Is that the question, Jack? The geometric data cross-section.
Lee, can you elaborate a bit on the schematic plot?
Can you share again the cross-section for the steady flow? Yeah.
Because I see the Excel, they got schematic plot, and it has the data for schematic X and schematic Y. So is it that the the coordination or what. So I would like to know how to plug it on the software.
Okay. Yang XY itu Za? Okay. And what is it? How it is? Can you explain it, Reksa? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sim. Okay. Okay, based on the geometric data. In this case. Okay.
I think what she means is how to plot this
Cross-section.
layout here. Yeah, this cross-section layout.
The first thing you have to know is this data you get this data here and here and here. You got this from surveying or mapping in your research. After that, you can plot this or enter this data to HackRAS with this option, with this icon. You can enter this cross section, and you can choose the river. First, you have to choose the river like this. You Lipis River, and this bridge is upstream. And in this, in the section cross section coordinate, you can typing manually. But to make it easily, you can just like this. You have to go here, and you can Control C or Control C. And you can choose this table, and you can block here.
And paste.
You can paste with Control V.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, maybe I add some comment. I try to understand the question about the X and Y. X and Y. X mean the station because the data was taken from, for example, GPS geodetic. Yeah, maybe you have in your university. We use the GPS geodetic in order to know the position, the elevation in every things of the cross section. So that is X. X is the distance from where data taken. It is from the side left or right side of the river. 0. And then every 20 or 40 or every sections, and then we record the GPS geodetic data, and then it will be inputted in this data source, like Dr. Jacqueline gave us in Excel. And why is the elevation when the data is also taken from the recording GPS geodetic? So this data is the X and Y. So because this we are talking about the cross section. This is not the long section. Every cross section, like Reksa show in the river long, in the river and the tributary or branch. So in every section, we input the cross-section data. Yeah, as long as they're very close, the cross-section, it will be very good result. For unsteady flow. For steady flow, maybe it taken for example, 100 meter is okay for steady flow. But for unsteady flow, maybe in every 10 meter or 20 meter, that's to get the good result for our simulation. Do you get my point? Our point. What is the name of the students?
Lee.
Lee.
Yes. Yes, I get it. Thank you.
Reza. Reza. I think did you show how to put in the X and Y value?
Yeah.
This is the cross section, right? So this is the second section, and then the one on top, because at first we have to assign the points of the cross section using the coordinate, right? That is
Yeah.
the schematic plot. I think that's what she meant.
Okay.
The first part, Reza.
Yeah.
Before
First,
we do the cross section, the first part we have to put the XY, right? But I forgot where to put already. I think in the table or something.
Rexa, maybe it is a good. It is better to use the new file with the blank one. So then you put yeah, you draw one line. Yeah, is that you mean? Yeah, new. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Give the sum. The blank one, for example, yeah, and then you draw it.
And can draw this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
This.
that one. Yeah.
You can click, and to stop it, and then double click.
For to draw this, we have to make sure our direction is correct, right? Upstream to downstream, or you can draw it like upstream to downstream or downstream to upstream. Or we need to do it according to the correct direction.
If you want to best direct, you can use a RAS mapper, but in this case
we don't
use
have it.
mapper, so we just need to draw it whatever like we want, because we don't have a patokan apa Bu aja Jatan?
The point, the direction.
We don't have a point of direction, so we can use draw it like whatever I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in this case, if you want to draw it from here to here, you can get. Okay, example I refer with this and read I name it. You can see this. If you from
okay.
So it is from the upstream.
Flow from here.
Upstream is on top, downstream is below. Okay.
If you draw it from here to here, you can get here the flow.
Yeah.
Like this. And if you want to rename again, or you can, if you want to delete this reference, you can edit here and you can remove point.
Okay.
Delete it, you can choose and you can delete. This is if you draw it from the beginning, from blank, you can do here, to do this. And here we have reference and
Cross section. Click.
you can click cross section here, and you have to choose
the left side
option
cross section
to add a new cross section. Best. So before here, you have to enter this data from the downstream. You have to enter this from the downstream. Okay, let's see. Wait, how to spell? You can enter this, get a copy, and you can paste again. Okay, sorry, you have to add new correction. You can enter the name representation like this if you want. Okay, after this you have named representation like here, and you can copy here this data, and you can paste to here, and you can apply data, and you got this cross section like this. After that,
but How about the location of this cross section?
Okay. Because we don't use a raster, we just define this cross section from here, from the representation, and we control it with downstream reach length. If you use mapping or surveying, you got the AutoCAD data, and that's a case. In AutoCAD, you can see the distance from the distance between two stationing. This is this downstream reach length. It's to show us about distance between this station.
Yeah.
We don't-
80 meter.
Yes.
80 meters.
Okay. We can see. Okay. We try to see that. Wait. Okay. After that's all. For this case, because this is paling bawah apa Bu?
Huh?
The most downstream.
The most downstream part.
Most downstream. You don't have to add this thing. So we just define with 0. Okay, we can enter the value.
Left. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And in this main channel bank session, we have to adjust this bank session or the boundary of project. We got the data 6 here and rectangle here. Okay. You can see the
Red dot.
Yeah. This is show us about the bank station.
Yeah.
After that's all, you can get the new or easily you can choose here and you can name it again, refresh a new. We name it like this. That's all. We have to just to replace this value. If you choose a copy current correction, if you choose add a new, you have
To add. Yeah. Yeah, like Excel, when we use copy and paste, then we change the number of data. Yeah, like that.
But in so in this representation, we have a distance of between this representation to this representation. So we get 80. And in this case, if you just add two cross section, this one about here. This is a representation 10.124 and
Suaranya, Reza.
Tes.
Yeah, yeah.
This is defined as representation 10.106 and the distance of between this representation is this. So it doesn't matter about the river rates or the long of the river rates, but it's depend on your downstream reach length. So okay, let me show once again. Okay. We have a three cross-section, and this is the result of geometric data. This is the representation of 10.106, and this representation 10.14. This is the representation of 10.141. The distance of between session is defined. Gimana sih udah?
84.
Yes.
84 meter. Let me add some comment, Rexa. So the data what is available in this figure, even we don't have the map behind, the background map. So the data is defined as the Excel given. So for example, when we put the cross section 10.141, that's data from the Excel. And the length of the river also is given by data Excel. So if we don't have data, so then we must put input in this cross section data as well, like Rexa show. But one thing that we don't have the REST mapper, Jacqueline, in this exercise. So actually, it is connected with the REST mapper. For example, if we have the raster data like the Google Map or something like that, and we work on the RAS mapper, and then we create the geographical condition like the VGS 1948, for example, so that is the reference, coordinate reference. This exactly in that situation, and then we input that background map data. So the layer, this layer, the background layer will be the real condition from the map. So if we work to input this Excel data, so then we draw according to the map. So we know where the upstream start and where the downstream, the end of the downstream. So then we draw it according to the map behind of this sketch, the background. So it should be shown in 2D modeling, like I saw in my presentation. Just because that you didn't give us the map, so that we work on this is according to data given in Excel as only.
Actually, I just look back. I just do a quick check just now. Because what we draw here, it doesn't refer to any coordinate reference system, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So I think the reason why in this Excel, I put the schematic plot. Reza, can you scroll to the beginning of that Excel? Yeah. So the schematic plot, like Lee was asking, actually this one we can do it in. So Reza, can you go to this tool? Oh no, just now that window is correct. Not RAS method. The window just now, the cross section window.
The cross section.
Okay. These tools. Okay. So reach invert level, the first one. So actually, if we don't have the map and we
yeah.
have the coordinate, we can use this.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
actually, just copy paste this. For example, the first one, Lipis River upstream. Okay, we just copy paste it here and
Yeah.
then make sure that we select the correct river. Yeah. So this is also one of the way of
Yeah, yeah,
giving
yeah.
the reference
Yeah.
coordinate reference to the cross-section point if we do not have the RAS mapper.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay, Lee, so this is how you can put the schematic XY into HackRAS. Any more question?
No, I have a question, if you don't mind. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, Ame, is it Ame? Okay.
I remember from the start that we can check water quality. How do we check water quality in HackRAS? It's okay.
Reza, can you open the menu? I also want to explain it.
I
The
think the
first
new
one.
HackRAS now has a lot
new.
of new functions, right?
Ya, new HackRAS yang itu, yang display. Yang pertama. Ya itu, coba itu yang.
Ini.
Ya. Oke. Oke. Wait. In this display, so in the left side, it is if we want to put some additional information or what we want to do with this HackRAS. So for example, when we add to the bridge, yeah, that one, the bridge, and the inland structure like sabodam, lateral structure like sabodam, or we want to put a folder retention pond, that's available. Yeah, that's available in that. Sebentar, Arya. Sebentar, Reksa. Can you close? Yeah, and also the other like pump station and others can we use directly from this display. But for quality, as mentioned by Reksa in the beginning, we can download some information related to the sediment transport as well. Yeah, in the website, if you want to use the quality, the quality, and for the sediment transport as well, maybe you can go to the website. So because it's all the friendly user and this is similar with this section. Okay, Ame, Muhammad, Mr. Atis.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Welcome.
Mau nambah, Bu?
Yeah. Okay, Reksa.
If you want to enter the water quality data, you can from here. But it's we need to another conversation, I think, or another demonstrating because we need too much time to show how to use this. And based on this today, we just to demonstration about steady flow and steady flow.
Yeah. We need also data.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is available in this HackRAS. So this is the basic one. So then you can choose a zone in the icon, or you may download some data and information in the website as well related to the quality, the water quality. Yeah, because this is only for 2 hours. I said 2 hours. 2 hours are not enough to explain all about the HackRAS. So this section is already quite advanced, I thought. And with these 2 hours, I think we share. If you want to improve, maybe we can go discuss or share next time as well. Yeah, especially for the sediment transport or for the bridge section or for the border or for the water quality, etc. According to your request. Yeah, Reksa?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So then we have to.
Any more question? Ada lagi soalan? Any more question?
No,
Ada. Ada. Okay, so I think now it's about 9:40. Okay, so I think we have a very good discussion and demo session today by Rexa and also Dr. Nurhamida. Okay, I hope the students can get some input at least, okay, like an preliminary insight on how to apply this HackRAS application for the basic steady and unsteady flow. Okay, and then I hope that you can try it out. I already give you the example Excel sheet as well, right? Okay, so you can try it out and then you know where you will face any problem, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you can improve it. Yeah, you can improve it according the interest. Yeah, interest of a student.
And I think so this is a recorded session, so you can look back whenever you want. Okay, so I would like to give a big thanks to our
You're
speaker today, our guest, Dr. Nurhamida and Reza. Okay,
Nice to
so
see you again.
yeah, nice to see you again after so many years.
After a couple of years, yeah.
I think almost 10 years.
Oh yeah, almost 10 years, but you look still young.
Okay, so after this I hope that we have more collaboration lah. After this we see how we can go. Okay, so for this session I think we have come to an end, and then we have a really great session. And really thank you very much for the sharing today. So early in the morning, 7 o'clock in your time. And
Yeah,
also Reza.
I think Rexa doesn't take breakfast.
Okay. So I think do you have any last advice? Doctor?
Okay, I will give some motivation maybe for the students. For this age, I think you have capable and more motivated to explore the new thing related to the software tool that it can help you easier to make a design or make research and etc. So what we can give to you only just to open the window how that this is can help you in this section, in this part, and others like swim. Maybe you know already the tool about the swim that can use to urban drainage, but not for a river. So the right software should be in the right case as well, and I believe you all can understand more than your teacher like me, because you have more time to explore more the knowledge and the software and any kind of what you want to do the journey with this. What is the science improve very fast, and then don't stop to try and then explore, try again, and then when you facing a problem you can discuss with me or Dr. Jacqueline or Rexa. Then it's free to contact us. Then maybe next time we can discuss again, make a new collaboration about some cases that we are facing on our each country, Malaysia and Indonesia. I think that's for me. Maybe Rexa, you want to give some more remark?
Yes. Maybe I want to say thanks a lot, guys, and for this change. And I'm sorry because this is my first time use English in demonstrating HackRAS.
You did very well, Reza. Don't worry.
But I have made a video about But I have made a video about steady and unsteady flow from begin, so you can follow it with easily. Okay, I think all. Back to Miss Ida.
Yeah, the video met a sorter. So then just this is the step how he made, and maybe it takes only for a few minutes or 40 minutes. So then students can maybe sort watch the video, then can start to try out with this tool. Okay, Dr. Zetbe.
Okay, so thank you for all the valuable advice
Yes.
and remarks. Okay, so I think we have to end our session today, and we'll see if we have another opportunity in
Yeah, great.
end of maybe the next half of the year or something. Okay, so we try work it out. All right. Okay, so I think the students also receive a lot today for this in these 2 hours. Okay, so I guess we can end our session.